Hey guys, so yesterday was one of those days where, like you are reminded of the fact that you have your work cut out for you as an autism parent, right? So we went out yesterday to a party and it was Wells's best friend's birthday party. But come to find out that his best friend is now friends with other kids that don't really want to be around Williams. And I'll tell you guys why in a minute. Because it's not the kids' fault at all. Any of the kids, it's not their fault. It's actually William's fault that they don't want to be around him. But I think the sad thing was that he was all hyped up that it was his friend's birthday. And this friendship has been, should I use the word brewing? But they've been friends. They've been in the same class for 4 years. Okay, and they only became like close friends, maybe last year. They've been in the same class for 5 years actually, so they became close maybe 2 years ago. So for us, it's like, it took a long time to build this friendship, so we value that friendship, and I think Wells does too. But he's a kid. Kids are kids. They want one thing today, want another thing tomorrow, that kind of thing. But they're pretty close and we have play dates together, right? But we went to this birthday yesterday and it was very clear that he's now friends with other kids. And these other kids, who my son Williams used to like as well, but they had a falling out. So they don't want to be around Williams. These kids don't want to be around Williams. And his best friend now doesn't want to be around Williams. And it was sad to see because it was just 4 boys at the birthday party, right? And the birthday boy, who's supposed to be Williams' best friend, is now friends with the 2 other boys. And so Williams was left to play by himself. So this is what happened. I saw him playing by himself, which was strange to me because I used to think, he was close with his best friend and all of that. So I went to, okay, let me take you guys back a little bit. So Williams had told me before, very recently, like for a few months now, he's been coming home and saying, nobody wants to play with me, nobody wants to play with me. And I would just brush it up and say, but, so-and-so is there. That's your best friend. You guys can play together. You just don't play their games. You need to learn how to play other people's games. It cannot always be what you want all the time. I'll tell him things like that. So yesterday when we went to the party, I noticed what he meant by no one wanted to play with him, because they really did not want to play with him. Like, he would walk towards them and they would walk away. At one point, they were taking pictures and the birthday boy basically did not even want Williams around him. It was so sad to see. I'm telling you guys, I cried yesterday. I did. It was so sad to see. And I know, that's part of life. It happens to the best of us, where some people are your friends and then the next thing they want to be friends with other friends and they don't want to be your friend anymore. But to a parent, it's sad to see. And I know it's just a phase, it will pass and all of that, but I'm just telling you guys that it was sad to see yesterday. It was really, really sad. And so I think what hurt me more is the fact that he would come home and tell me that no one wants to play with him, and I would brush it off. But then I saw it firsthand yesterday, which is a good thing. So now I know, what he's talking about when he says those things. And now I know to trust my son more, right? So I saw it firsthand. And like I said, it made me really, really sad. So I went to, when I first noticed that he was by himself, I went to him and I said, hey, why are you not playing with the other kids? Why are you not playing with the other boys? And he said, I don't think they want to play with me. And first of all, I was impressed that he cognitively understood that these people do not want to play with him and was able to express that to me, right? So I was very proud of that. And so I asked him why, and he said, I don't know. And so I wanted to be by his side, play with him, but I didn't know if that was even a good idea because I'm mom, he's a boy. I don't know if he wants mommy playing with him, so it's kind of hard. And so I'm like, are you good playing by yourself? He's like, yeah. So he enjoys playing by himself sometimes. So I let him play by himself. But I know it hurt him that the other kids don't want to play with him. And so he got very upset in his heart. He was very upset and began to have a behavior. So he would make loud noises, act rude to the other kids. He was acting out. Like, I think for him, it's like, okay, you're going to get my attention. I'm going to get your attention one way or the other, right? But it's not the right way to go about it. And so we had to leave early. It was just so sad the way things were going. And I talked to the other parents of the other boys and I told them, I'm sorry the way Wells was talking to the kids. And he's just trying to find a way to play with them. And he's very sad that they don't want to play with him. And now so I said I was going to tell you guys why they don't want to play with him. So these kids don't want to play with him because they said he's always yelling. Now, these are the same kids that Wells would come home and tell me were bullies to him in the beginning, right? He said that they were bullies to him. And I would tell him to just walk away from them and all of that. But I think he found a way to lash back at them. And so now when he lashes back at them because he's physically bigger than them, when he lashes back at them, they don't like it. Now, I don't know the part about them bullying him, if they were truly bullying him or he just felt like they were bullying him. Like maybe if they laughed at him or laughed at something he said, he would think that he was being bullied. There was a time that was the phase. He thought everyone was bullying him. So that was probably the case. So now he feels like, you can't believe me anymore. I'm going to talk back. I'm going to, if you laugh, I'm going to laugh with you, which is what I taught him to do. But his laugh now overtakes everyone else's laugh. It's just obnoxious, right? And then even when they're telling him to stop laughing, he's still laughing at them. And I try to tell him that you can't do that, even though, yes, they were doing that to you. And then he says to me, it's consequence. They did it to me. But I tell him, you can't do that, especially if you still want them to be your friend, right? You can't do that. And even if you don't want someone to be your friend, there's no reason to be mean. Just walk away from them, right? So, but yesterday he became mean to them. And I don't blame the kids for wanting to have no parts of him. They didn't want to be around him. But I'm his mom, and that made me sad. And so it gave me a different way to look at bullies, to be honest with you. People that we call children that we consider to be bullies, right? It gave me a different way to look at them because some of these kids are just looking for attention, looking for friendship, looking for maybe something they're not getting at home or something like that. I don't think that's the case with Williams because he gets a lot of love at home, but I think it's just him trying to navigate this whole friendship thing. Like, what is the right behavior? What is the right thing to say? How should I behave? When someone's upsetting me, what should I do? What, that kind of thing. I think he's just trying to navigate the whole thing and to figure out the appropriate ways to do things. So, yeah, that's what happened. And I wanted to share that because I wanted you guys to kind of, I think sometimes, even when our kids come home and say they've been bullied, maybe talk to the parents of the kid. Talk to the kid if you can and see where that's coming from. Because sometimes these kids just need friendship and validation. And maybe they feel like they're not being heard, which is the case of Wells. Because yesterday when he was throwing a tantrum and yelling at the other kids, I knew it was him wanting them to see him. Because every time he tried to come to them, they would walk away. Like, it was very obvious that they did not want to be around him. And nobody will feel good in that situation. But his response to it is not good either, So that's what I wanted to come and talk to you guys about. I'm going to go, let me go see if Williams has something to say in terms of if he learned anything. Because I tried to teach him some things about, yesterday's behavior, what we can take from it, what we can learn from it. Let me go see if he learned anything and if he's willing to share it with you guys. And And oh yeah, another thing. So yesterday when we came back home, he was very, very sick. I don't know if it's the whole episode, because I imagine it hurt him a lot, because this has been his friend for a long time. So I imagine the pain he felt, but I don't know if that's what triggered the illness yesterday. He threw up like 4 times yesterday. It was really bad. It was really, really bad. So I haven't had good sleep since yesterday. But yeah, life of an autism mom. Let me go see if he wants to talk. Hey, Wells.
Hello.
Hey, how are you feeling? How are you feeling?
Sick.
I know. So yesterday, are you listening? Yesterday, remember how you were? How do you think you were yesterday at the party?
I don't know.
You don't know? Can I take your iPad for a minute just to have your attention, just for 2 minutes, and then you can have it back? Okay, I promise. You want to lay down? Go ahead. So how do you think you were yesterday at the party? Do you think you were kind and nice, or do you think you were mean a little bit?
I was mean a little bit.
Yeah. Why do you think you were mean? Why did you become that way?
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know.
I think it's because the other kids did not want to play with you, so you were feeling sad and angry. Do you think that's the reason or no? Or do you think I'm wrong?
I think that's the reason.
Yeah. And so you were yelling and saying bad words to your friends. One time you even told your friend, shut up. That was terrible, you know? Even though I know you were upset that they did not want to play with you, I would be upset too. Anyone would be upset about that. But do you think it was okay for you to say shut up to your friend?
No.
Yeah. Did you learn anything yesterday?
I don't know.
You don't know? So next time when you go somewhere and people don't want to play with you, what do you think you should do then?
I don't know.
Just stay away from them and play by yourself. There's no reason and no need to become rude to people. Just stay away from them. That's it. And play by yourself. Okay? Friends come and friends go. You'll get another friend that will want to play with you. Do you hear me? But there's absolutely no reason to be rude and yelling at people. Even if they are mean to you, just walk away. Do you hear me? Do you feel like throwing up?
No.
No. You want a sip of water? Okay.
Cold water.
Cold water? Okay.